Hello, my name is Anita Gibson, and I'm the president of Creative Strategy Consulting. I'm also a life coach, speaker, and educational strategist. And today I want to ask you a question. Are you ready to stand? I'm going to talk about 5 keys to getting unstuck and moving toward purpose. Do you have something in your life that you're struggling with, that you're stuck in, that you know that there are things that you should be doing, but you just can't seem to find whatever that is to get up and really do it? Well, I have something like that in my life too. And I want to tell you about it in the hope that it might help you in your journey. I have had diabetes for over 7 years and really did not take care of myself. I didn't check my blood. I wasn't concerned about what I was eating. I almost was like an ostrich with their head in the sand, just hoping that, things would just get better, but not being willing to do any of the things that I should have been doing for my health. And so one day I was at work and my blood pressure was spiking very high. They called an ambulance, and when I got to the hospital, they did all these tests, MRIs, CAT scans, and different things. And finally, the doctor walks into my room and she says, "Mrs. Gibson, you have a brain tumor." A brain tumor? I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. A what? I mean, that was just like out of left field. I was just in shock. I was like, what in the world is going on? But as terrible as the sound of that is, brain tumor, that thing got my attention. And I made a decision that day, or the day when I left that hospital, that I was going to take my power back, that I was going to get serious about my health. And so I want to share with you what I was able to accomplish. It's amazing what you can do when you choose to. Moving forward, let's explore 5 keys that I learned to moving forward toward a more purposeful life. The way that I'm going to share the 5 keys are through the acronym STAND. And so the first letter is S. Search. Search your heart for what's really blocking your progress. Ask yourself, what's really holding me back? What am I afraid of? Why don't I value myself? As I began to ask myself those questions, I actually began writing down the answers. And I came to the conclusion that I had a problem. I, with excellence, took care of everyone else, whether job, family, or ministry. But when it came to myself, I did not value me. I did not think that I was important enough to take time to make sure that my health was cared for. And so I had to acknowledge the lies that I had been telling myself and begin to speak the truth. But I was able to do that after I searched my heart. The next thing I was able to do was to develop tasks, and that task is the T in STAND. I developed tasks to reach my goal. They had to be non-negotiable and they had to be consistent. So I began to ask myself, what do you need to do in order to accomplish your goal of taking care of yourself? So I began to realize that, so I need to eat better. I need to be willing to check my blood. I need to be willing to get up early and fix my lunch. I need to make sure that I'm going to the store on a weekly basis and picking up the different things that I need so that I'm not tempted to eat the wrong kinds of things. And so I was able to put that list together of the tasks that I felt would help me to reach my goal. And I made the commitment that they would be non negotiable and that I would be consistent. Reaching your goal. So, the next thing that you have to do in order to stop falling down and being able to stand is to be accountable. Be accountable to others because it is absolutely necessary to reach your goal. As long as I kept things in secret and it was just between me and God, then, you know, you need a person that's going to see you eating that donut or whatever it is you're not supposed to be eating, and it's going to be willing to say, oh, you really shouldn't. That's really not good for you. And so my accountability partner became my husband. He agreed to go with me on Sundays after church to pick up food, and he even decided that he was going to eat the same foods that I ate, even though he didn't need to. It was awesome having somebody who was on the same page with me, who didn't condemn me for not taking care of myself, but who said, listen, I'm going to help you. Let's do this together. So it's important to be accountable to others. The next letter in STAND is N, and N stands for nurture. Nurture a relationship with God that is authentic. You need His strength and wisdom to be successful. I realized that I checked my heart, I had my tasks, I had a person that was going to hold me accountable, but if I didn't have a relationship with God, if He did not give me the strength and the wisdom to be able to stay on this task, then I would not be successful. And so I had to commit that I was going to take time daily to nurture a relationship with God that was real, that was authentic, because that was where my strength was going to come from. And finally, the last letter in STAND is D. And D stands for decide. Decide that you are worth the investment and that you want to move closer to your life purpose. I decided that I wanted to live the very best life that I could live. I decided that I wanted to stop falling down, making excuses, putting my head in the sand, and that I wanted to stand. And in that decision came so many blessings. My husband and I lost over 30 pounds each. I don't no longer have to take most of my medications. My brain tumor is not growing. The brain tumor I have, the type, 90% of them are non-cancerous, which I know it does not have to be that way. I'm blessed. And so all of those things are happening because I decided to stand. And I'm a wimp. So if I can stand, anybody can stand. And it's an amazing thing when you begin to reach your goal and you move toward a purposeful life. It's exciting and it makes you want to reach for other goals. So I hope my story helped you in some way. I'll talk with you next time. This is Anita Gibson, your life coach.